Andre Lauren Benjamin, aka Andre 3000, was born May 27, 1975 in Atlanta, Georgia. He grew up in the diverse streets of East Point and Buckhead. He is one half of the iconic duo OutKast. He was able to alter the stereotypical view of what a black man in the music industry should portray themselves as. Andre 3000 is the epitome of Afrofuturism. He broke the barriers of fashion, music, gender, and more in the black community. His music was a mixture of hip-hop, funk, and techno. With grace and execution, he was able to make his music pop and go mainstream. Players Ball was OutKast's first single, released in 1994. It was the group's interpretation of a Christmas song. It had the masses shook. It was a new sound and a new taste of the music evolution that was to come. The duo was taking over slowly but surely. 1994 is where the magic began. The collaboration of Andre and Antoine Patton, also known as Big Boy, named themselves OutKast. Their first album, Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, was number 20 on the Billboard chart and number 2 on the American R&B charts. Their sound couldn't be labeled. It had created a new twist on Southern hip-hop music. Love brings changes. Andre 3000 was in a relationship with a black woman who marched to her own drum. Her name is Erykah Badu. She aided him in extending his mind in multiple ways. Both were musical artists, and some of her soulful instincts rubbed off on his music. This strengthened his talent further and made it one of a kind. Another album, more hits. The funky duo created the album Speaker Box / The Love Below. Each member had half of the album. Andre's was The Love Below. The album shows the diversity of black talent. It allowed the world to see that hip-hop is a plethora of layers and cannot be thoroughly defined. Its success allowed the world to see the differences can complement one another. As implied before, Andre 3000 and Big Boy had two different styles. Andre was the eccentric artist who delved more into funk. He often wore clothing that was unisex and was more on the daring side. Big Boy was a southern street boy who had the industry look. The togetherness of the alternative styles is what made the world smile. OutKast created many albums that hit high on the charts several times. The duo of a street boy and a weird eclectic boy had made it. They had the world loving their lyrics and accepting their differences. It was a great time for music and change as well. Hey Y'all was an absolute winner. The vocals, the beats, the visuals, it was something hip-hop hadn't seen. It was versatile, new, and creative. The song was carefree, happy, and more. In this song, Andre 3000 allows himself to evolve. He had begun to sing and really show his talents. He wasn't just a rapper, and he wanted the masses to see. Hey Ya was so big, it ended up on Rolling Stone and was given the title as one of the 500 greatest songs of all time. It wasn't just a hip-hop hit. It was now reaching all airwaves. It wasn't just a song that was relevant for the black community either. It exuded a change, a rebellion to the box black men were given. Versatility is something that is needed to reach success. Andre 3000 was one of the most versatile artists there is. You can't define him as a rapper, a fashionista, a singer, or an artist because he does them all. Afrofuturism is heavily weighed in on versatility and being a master of all trades. Mr. 3000 has helped promote this to the black community. Andre is an all-around man. His debut in the movie Four Brothers gave him a new light. He was not only a member of a music group, he was now an actor. He was showing his talent in multiple ways. He is fluid and able to translate his craft into multiple mediums. From movies to cartoons, Mr. 3000 was the star of his cartoon released in 2006, Class of 3000. The cartoon told the adventures of young musical outcasts. He was now branching to the youth and shedding light that it was okay to experiment with your craft and your potential. He was known for experimenting with wigs, hair colors, and more. He was okay with stepping out of gender norms. He was comfortable with himself and allowed other men to see that it is okay to be yourself. Negative comments didn't bother him, and his confidence made him even more appealing to the world. Till this day, his impact in the music industry and every other creative field has inspired upcoming brands. Today, you see more men in the industry with colored hair, tattoos, earrings, and eccentric ways of dressing. They are comfortable, carefree, and allowing themselves to break free of stereotypes. Rappers like Lil Yachty look up to Andre 3000. Lil Yachty first hit mainstream around 2016. He was known for having bright colored red beaded braids. You can see how artists like Andre paved the way for the acceptance of these type of appearances in the music industry. Artists like Jandina have similarities to the late Andre 3000, from his suits to his hazelnut hair and his music. It all has hints of the OutKast influence. It's refreshing to see that Black men are being themselves and entering their fields without trying to conform to social norms. Not only have Black men evolved in the music industry, but so have women. Janelle Monáe, a budding pioneer in the new sound of R&B, has taken notes from Andre 3000, from her wardrobe to her music videos and her funky style of music. Andre 3000 was a huge impact and a turnover in Black presence in the creative world. He stood out, conquered, and influenced. His fashion sense set trends for many, and his mentality ignited a fire. By being himself, he was able to represent the population of Black people many claim to not understand. Now, at the age of 43, Andre 3000 is still evolving. One of his famous sayings is, "I'm an idealist. What I get on is doing things people said could not be done."